biggest South Asian media group, Y Media. Y Media. Y Media has 6 media platforms: newspaper, midweek, radio, South Asian Pulse, television, South Asian 360 degrees, online, SouthAsianDaily.com, cricket, CPC Intercity Cricket Cup, events, the Midweek South Asian Awards, the biggest South Asian media group, Y Media. Y Media. Y Media presents South Asian Pulse. South Asian Pulse. South Asian Pulse. Call Yudhvir Jaswal 647-272-8182 or visit SouthAsianDaily.com. South Asian Pulse.
वेलकम टू साउथ एशियन पल्स सुन रहे सारे श्रोतिਆਂ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ ਫਿਰ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਔਰ ਕੱਲ ਇੱਕ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਅਨਾਉਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਂਝੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀਗੀ। ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਬਹੁਤ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਅਨਾਉਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਸਾਡੀ ਕੰਜ਼ਰਵੇਟਿਵ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਗਈ ਹੈ, ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਅੱਜ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। ਅਸੀਂ ਦੱਸ ਦਈਏ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਫॉर द ਸਟੇਟਸ ਆਫ ਵੂਮਨ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਕੈਲੀ ਲੀਚ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਸ ਲਾਈਨ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਜੁੜ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਨੇ। ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ, ਵੈਲਕਮ ਟੂ ਦ ਸ਼ੋ ਸਾਊਥ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਪਲਸ। ਹਾਊ ਆਰ ਯੂ?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. I know you made an important announcement, and we've listened to some horrific stories regarding honor killing and all those forced marriages. So what is this new legislation about?
Well, today our government moved forward in strengthening the laws that prevent barbaric cultural practices from happening here on Canadian soil. And a new piece of legislation moving forward, the Zero Tolerance for Barbaric Cultural Practices Act, which will provide protection and support for victims of these practices. It has a number of components to it. Part of it has to do with legal actions against perpetuators of forced marriages, also helping to protect potential victims of early or forced marriages, as well as you were mentioning in your introduction, limiting the defense of provocation in so-called honor killings and spousal homicides, something that I think has really hit to the core of Canadian values. And then finally, stopping the practice of polygamy here in Canada, making sure that new protections are put in place so that this practice is not allowed on Canadian soil. So a comprehensive bill.
Yeah, I think these are all welcome steps. But tell us something more about how will this new comprehensive bill make any changes? So are there any new punishments or anything new in this bill?
Sure. So with respect to early marriages and forced marriages, 3 substantive changes. First, the Civil Marriage Act, we will for the first time have a new national minimum age of marriage, the age of 16. In addition to that, there will be changes to the Canada Criminal Code. If you are involved in either the activity of participating in a forced marriage or in the participation of an early marriage, an individual marrying under the age of 16, these offenses will be punishable by up to 5 years imprisonment. So if you are participating in a forced marriage or you're participating in a marriage of someone who is under the age of 16, you could be placed in jail for upwards of 5 years. In addition, there's a new peace bond, so a court order to impose conditions on individuals who, if there is grounds for there to be fear of a forced marriage or a marriage under the age of 16, that they would be put in place so that an individual cannot be within the certain area of that individual who is actually feeling that fear is under that threat. And with respect to polygamy, new changes to the Immigration and Refugee Protection Act, that in the case of temporary or permanent residents who practice polygamy in Canada could be found inadmissible on that basis alone, and if found inadmissible, that person would be subject to removal from the country. So some pretty strong actions to make sure that individuals understand that with respect to gender-based violence and activities that are harmful, particularly to women and girls, that if found guilty of these crimes, there will be severe punishments under Canadian criminal law.
Yeah. Mr. My last question would be regarding the current events. It's your discretion whether you'd like to comment on these things or not. I mean, we've heard some issues regarding radio reporter in CBC. We've also heard this issue this morning regarding two Liberal ministers. They have been sent out of the caucus. So you're the Minister of Status of Women. Anything that you want to comment on these issues?
Well, with respect to the two Liberal members of Parliament being suspended from caucus, these are very serious allegations. And obviously, we trust that the appropriate authorities will deal with these matters and make sure that they are resolved. Our government has been very focused. We want to eliminate violence against women and girls. We've moved forward on a number of initiatives, including the initiative today, to make sure that women are protected and understand that they, under our government, we will uphold their human rights and make sure that they are protected, and those that perpetuate crimes against them are severely punished under Canadian law.
All right, Minister, thank you very much. And
Thank you for having me.
All the best. Thanks for your time.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Biggest South Asian media group. Why Media? Why Media? Why Media has 6 media platforms: newspaper, midweek, radio, South Asian Pulse, television, South Asian 360 degrees, online, SouthAsianDaily.com, cricket, CPC Intercity Cricket Cup, events, the midweek South Asian Awards, the biggest South Asian media group. Why Media? Why Media? Why Media presents South Asian Pulse. South Asian Pulse. South Asian Pulse. Call Yudhvir Jaswal 647-272-8182 or visit SouthAsianDaily.com. South